100 units at Gabriel House Assisted Living Facility in Fall River, Massachusetts, about 18 miles southeast of Providence, Rhode Island.
And good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. My special guest co-host here, Bret Witkowski.
Good morning.
Hey, Bret. How are you?
Good. You?
Welcome back. I'm doing well, thank you. Welcome back from Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
Did you drive down there? You did.
We did, yes.
2 different vehicles.
Correct.
How'd the vehicles do?
Good. My son-in-law has a Bronco Sport. That was good. We had a Dodge Journey that I had some issues ahead of time, but it all worked out well. I was concerned about it.
A Bronco Sport?
Yeah.
Here, don't play with your keys while we're on the air. Stop playing with your keys. That's okay. The what's the Bronco Sport? Is that like the new Bronco that's out there?
Yeah,
those
nice.
are slick rigs. What color does he get?
Dark green.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Hood off the whole time or the back off the?
No. He doesn't have a soft top. It's a hard top.
Okay.
He's got a sunroof.
You go 4-wheeling at all?
I did not, but four of the group did.
What? They went 4-wheeling?
Not necessarily 4-wheeling. They took a vehicle off road.
Oh,
through like a place that you go to.
Okay.
And they went through the mountains and stuff like that.
So this is one of those part of the Branson experience.
Correct.
Was to go on off-road vehicles and go exploring.
Correct.
How fun is that?
Yeah.
Weather held out?
Yeah, weather was great. I mean, it was hot and muggy, but that's to be expected down south.
Yeah. Okay. How long of a drive is it from here to there?
9.5, 10 hours.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're pushing it.
That's a day.
It is. Yeah, we left at 5 a.m. and then we stopped off and on the way down had lunch in St. Louis with my sister-in-law and niece and her kids, and then from there went to Springfield, Missouri. Went to the original Bass Pro Shop. One son-in-law is really into that. And
Did you really?
It's huge. It's like a city.
Did it make you want to go fishing?
No, I'm not a big fisher. And then
the original Bass Pro Shop. I mean, when you say huge, give us are we talking Orchards Mall kind of huge?
I would say
about half that, maybe.
Yeah, half that. That's good.
Okay.
Probably like 2 Home Depots or something like that.
Wow.
At least.
That's big.
And taller. I think 3 stories.
Did you see the big fish tank that's in there?
You take a tour of it, yeah.
Okay.
I did not take the tour. I took a little nap because I'd been up since 3:45 a.m. that morning.
Oh no, heaven forbid!
And then after that, we went to a restaurant called Lancaster's, and they throw the rolls. If you look up on their website, great food, and what you pay and what you get is astronomical.
So you got a big plate.
Oh my god!
You got the big boy serving.
No, you got it in a skillet. That's all.
They didn't even move it to a plate.
And the cups, like for a pop or a water, were mammoth.
Oh wow!
It was unreal. We had stopped there once before. Yeah, Lancaster.
Where is this?
South of Springfield, in between Branson and
Lancasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not finding it. Oh, no, you're talking about Lambert's.
Lambert's, yes.
Lambert's Cafe,
yes.
Home of the throwed rolls.
Hot rolls.
What are throwed rolls?
Like dinner rolls, they'll throw them. You put your hand up and they'll walk around.
Why do they call it the Home of the throwed rolls? That's thrown me off for the grammatical problem here.
You'll have to talk to them about
All
that
right.
part. But that's kind of like their...
Oh, it's also Lambert's, though.
Oh, is it?
Lambert's Cafe. Oh, you said Lancaster's. It's Lambert's Cafe.
Yeah.
Lambert's, Home of the throwed rolls. And so you went there. What'd you get? Did you get the country fried round steak?
No, what did I get?
Man, country fried steak.
Yeah, my one daughter, I think she had like 3.
3 steaks?
Not at that place, but 3 country steaks.
At different times.
Yeah, then we went to...
All right, hang on a sec. We got to get back to the news thing here. It's the WSJM Morning Show. Thanks for joining us. Good morning and happy Monday.
Bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
7:05, it's the WSJM Morning Show. Sorry, checking the thermometer on one of our reading devices here because it doesn't strike me as accurate. But we do have accurate temperatures for St. Joseph, 66 degrees. Yeah, we're trying to get somebody to flick the Benton Harbor thermometer to see if it's right. St. Joseph is
what are you
66. South Haven is 64 degrees. Dowagiac is 59. And in New Buffalo, it's 64 degrees right now. In Niles, 58 degrees.
I have 60
Okay.
in Benton Harbor.
All right. So maybe it's right. It just hasn't moved in the last hour. 60 degrees, 60 or 61 in Benton Harbor right now. Kind of a cold loft. A cold loft is just hanging out here.
Feels good.
Yeah, it feels great. It's 7:05 a.m. It's Monday morning, July 14th. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me is Bret Witkowski. Forecast for today. It's going to get warm again because we're going to have mostly sunny skies, very warm temperatures, a high around 87 degrees. Really not much wind to speak of. Tonight's forecast, mostly clear and warm, a low of 65. Tuesday, partly sunny, hot and humid, a slight chance of showers, maybe some thunderstorms, and a high around 90. So, you got anything outside to do this week?
I'm supposed to play softball tonight, but I'm hoping I don't have to. My Achilles is just.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Is just
at your age, Brett? Come on.
I'm trying to. No, I agree on that part, but
softball is one of those. I feel like we had a softball thing last year for the radio station.
Yeah, I remember.
And I think about 5 of us got injured, including one of our younger players.
Really? No,
yeah,
I like playing. My Achilles has been bothering me for a month, and that's
why they call it the Achilles.
Yep. I think I just need a week off.
There you go. Wah. I just got back from a week vacation. I need a week off.
I did play Saturday.
Oh, okay. All
basketball, right. So I heard it.
Okay. Well,
and I stepped to last Thursday.
Wait, not that story. We have to get the news.
Oh, we got news. That is more important.
We'll do that right now, and then we'll come back and talk about your Achilles, your ankle. That's coming up.
My foot.
Your whole foot. I know about foot stuff.
Do you?
Well, I know my foot hurt for a while.
I stepped on a.
Now you stepped on something.
Yeah, like a nail was in my foot for about a half inch or so for a half hour. I thought I was having cramps. I was power washing.
We'll come back and talk about that in a few moments. We've got the latest news now from the WSJM newsroom, other than nails and foots. The Allegan County Sheriff's Office says a 29-year-old man drowned in the Kalamazoo River on Friday evening. Happened just after 8 p.m. Officials say they received a call that someone had fallen into the Kalamazoo River at the Allegan Dam and did not resurface. The deputies say another person also fell, but was able to grab onto a tree and wait for help. The county's dive and fire teams found the 29-year-old a short time later, not far from where he had entered the water. Deputies say they tried to save his life, but unfortunately they were unsuccessful. The preliminary investigation found that multiple people were standing waist deep in the water, fishing in a strong current. Officials say the current pushed them downstream where they stepped onto a drop-off and went under. So you got to be careful. Other news, police are still investigating that murder that occurred Saturday night in Dowagiac. It happened just before 9:30 p.m. Saturday night in the area of Cherry Street near Halstead, where there was a report of shots fired. Again, this is in Dowagiac, but according to police, there was a verbal altercation between 2 subjects who were attending a party in that area. One of the subjects drew a gun, fired several shots, struck a victim, and then fled the scene. The victim also ran from the area and was picked up by friends and transported to an area hospital. The victim, a 19-year-old from Benton Harbor, died from his injuries. Police are seeking a person of interest, 24-year-old Demario Maurice Lowe's of Cassopolis. Dowagiac police request anyone with knowledge of Mr. Lowe's whereabouts to contact them. That incident also still remains under investigation. Benton Harbor Department of Public Safety reports they responded to a fire at the Benton Harbor High School football field yesterday morning. When crews arrived, they say they discovered a golf cart on fire, and that fire had spread to numerous pieces of machinery used to lay the new rubberized track. The fire appears to have started in the golf cart engine compartment, and apparently the preliminary shows that it was ruled accidental. The fire cost approximately $125,000 in damage.
That's a lot.
Yeah, both to the equipment and to the track. They're still hoping to have the track finished soon.
Yeah, that's been I think almost a 2-year project for Benton Harbor.
Yeah, so a little bit of a setback, but they still hope to have that finished soon. And let's see, what else do we have in the news here? Congressman Bill Huizenga is expecting the U.S. House of Representatives to get back to work soon on the fiscal year 2026 appropriations bill when it returns to Washington later this week. While there's been much talk about spending cuts included in the big, beautiful bill, Huizenga says there's more coming. He tells us spending has been out of control on multiple fronts since COVID.
Because we had seen such a massive expansion in spending for that, money getting sent to states and locals and all those things, the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, which really did not do anything other than tick inflation up, we've got to reverse that. And a significant part of that is going to be our spending choices.
Benton Harbor Mayor Marcus Muhammad has warned that Congress is looking to cut Community Development Block Grant funding, CDBG, through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Hundreds of thousands of dollars come through the CDBG funds to Benton Harbor each year to help with home improvement projects, among other things. But Huizenga says Congress will be looking at tightening that program.
In this particular case, as I've said to Mayor Muhammad, we've got to make sure that Benton Harbor or any other city or county around the state of Michigan can make the case as to, one, the effective use of it, two, how it is changing the community, and three, is it really truly needed as we're going about this?
Huizenga says there is a movement in the House of Representatives to look at exactly what CDBG funding is and trimming it back, because many communities, he says, have gotten too dependent on the federal government. With the next spending bills, he says the goal will be all about promoting economic growth. That's a look at some of the news that we have in the WSJM newsroom this morning. We've got more to talk about. We'll talk about the auto pen. Former President Joe Biden coming out. Well, he came out and said, "Hey, knock it off." Yeah, I use the auto pen and I'm proud of it. So we'll have more on that. Plus, Wall Street Journal talking a little bit about Southwest Michigan. That's up next right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
Sports.
All right. So how'd you get a nail in your foot?
I was power washing the driveway, and I had like flip flops on.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
Well, I didn't want to get my shoes all wet, and I wasn't going to go barefoot.
Okay, all right.
And so but then all of a sudden, my right foot started like cramping up.
Yeah.
And with my back, because I ruptured 2 discs like 15, 20 years ago, I thought, well, I just been standing too long, too much this and that. And that was causing it. And then it just kept hurting. And I said, man, I got these cramps are killing me. So I got done power washing, loaded up the car, went and got gas. And I finally looked down and I got blood gushing out of my flip flop.
Oh, man.
And so then I looked at it, took it off, and it was sticking through that flip flop about a half inch into my foot.
Ouch.
And
Brett,
today it finally feels a little decent, but the challenge is I think it hit a nerve. So now my toes every so often just like cramp up. It feels horrible. But
when are you supposed to play softball?
Well, tonight. But
don't do that.
If they got enough guys and ladies, I'm not playing. But
the word you need to learn, Brett, is no.
Well, I know that, but
the word you need to learn is no.
And it took a lot to get that nail out of the flip-flop.
Especially as we season foot injuries, you got to pay attention to them because
I got diabetes.
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah,
I
really got to watch my feet.
Takes a while to heal.
It does. I got my sugar really good, so even after the trip, which I was amazed.
Get some Epsom salts and bathe your foot.
Oh, I wanted to do that, but I definitely put the peroxide on that baby every day. With Band-Aids.
Then you can have it, even do the pedicure and everything.
Not with my feet.
All right.
I don't even like looking at them.
You and me both. What else do we have going on? Let's see. The president's going to send more missiles to Ukraine. We talked about that already. Oh, the auto pen. We need to get to that.
Well, the Wall Street Journal.
Oh, the Wall Street Journal. We'll talk about that one first. So the Wall Street Journal, I'll give you a little bit of an exclusive preview. A very esteemed individual who listens to the show on a regular basis texted me over the weekend and said, "Hey, did you see the Wall Street Journal article?" And I said, "Well, which one?" And he said, "Well, this one talks about." And he sent the link, and it talked about the January 6th rioters being kind of a popular commodity when it comes to local GOP speaking circuit engagements. And so one of those that they highlighted was the one that happened here.
Okay.
So we'll talk a little bit about that. Laura Goose was quoted in the article. She's not with the Republican Party.
No.
So
I think is she chair of the Democratic
I don't think she's chair.
or vice chair?
Yeah, I'm not sure what her position is there, but she's very active in Democrat politics in the area. Again, you always want good publicity. But it was just curious that we get mentioned in the Wall Street Journal, and it's because of the January 6th rioters coming to town and having an event here. Did you go to that?
Nope.
You didn't go.
Did not go. That was at the Stevensville American Legion, if I remember right.
That was at the American Legion, and you might remember that was part of the controversy. It was, were they fully up front? Was the Berrien County GOP fully up front with the American Legion that this was the event that was going to be held there? And there was some disagreement, and then the GOP threatened to sue if they said if they pulled back on the reservation. So that was part of the deal. Suing the veterans. Not a good look.
Not a campaign speech.
Not a campaign slogan. All right. 7:16 WSJM Morning Show continues. We'll be back in just a moment. Carol Meister says Lambert's. So she's correcting you.
Yep.
Lambert's.
That'd be my mother-in-law. She
there. Also says good morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Say good morning back.
Good morning.
All right. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Try it or your money back.
Summertime heat is back this week. We'll be in the upper 80s today, a mix of sun and clouds. Lake Michigan's waves are expected to be low today, around 1 foot. Skies will remain mostly clear tonight, mild with lows in the mid-60s. Humidity will increase tomorrow as highs soar to around 90. Most of Tuesday looks dry, though we could see a stray shower. Better rain chances arrive Wednesday and Thursday. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Jessica Burns.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
7:17 WSJM Morning Show continues. Welcome to Southwest Michigan. It's going to be another beautiful Chamber Day.
Yeah, sun's popping through. I see out there now. That's
you
good.
can only see that because I opened the windows for you this morning.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Special for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like our weather window.
It's our weather window. We have a window to the weather. It's Monday, July 14th. It looks like somebody swapped the thermometer in Benton Harbor, and so it's reading accurate again. 62 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah, we've gone up to 62 degrees in Benton Harbor, 66 in St. Joseph, 65 in South Haven. So we look forward to that beautiful day. So talking about some of the things in the news from over the weekend, former President Biden, Joe Biden, sounding off at President Trump and other Republicans in the U.S. Congress over their claims that aides acted without Biden's knowledge in granting presidential pardons and clemency with the use of the auto pen. Remember the auto pen?
Correct.
This is the one where for lawmakers in Washington, D.C. especially, they can use an auto pen to sign greeting cards, birthday cards, well wishes, anniversary cards, that kind of thing. But starting with the Obama administration, it started to be used for official duties, like legislation and that kind of stuff, or executive orders or something. And so now, apparently, during the Biden administration, it was very common. And the auto pen, if you don't know, it basically it uses a real pen, but it follows a little graph of your outline of your signature.
Sure.
And so it just, if your hand gets tired of signing, things, you let the auto pen do the thing.
Like the Jerry Seinfeld episode. You ever seen that one?
Which one?
Where he was getting like 10-cent checks from
from
endorsement out of Japan, and he was getting cramps.
He got a hand cramp. Yeah, exactly. He could have used an auto pen. He could have used an auto pen. So anyway, so the Trump administration has been making hay about that, and I think there's probably a congressional investigation or something. Who knows? But the former president coming out swinging in the New York Times. He said in an interview with the New York Times, "They're liars. They know it." That's what President Biden said in the interview published yesterday when he was asked about claims that he was incapacitated near the end of his presidency and unaware of decisions that were being made on his behalf. Because the thought was, with hundreds of pardons coming through, did the president in his cognitive state really spend his time focused on national security or looking at each individual pardon that came through? Well, they all had a signature. Well, they all had auto pen. Well, was he aware that was the case? That was being used. And so asked about the decisions on clemency, Former President Biden said, I made every single one of those. Every single one of those decisions. During his final days in the White House, Biden issued 3 tranches of commutations, preventing hundreds of people in home confinement since COVID from returning to prison, reducing the sentences of hundreds of nonviolent drug offenders, and turning death sentences to life without parole for 37 of 40 inmates who were sitting on death row. Even more controversial was his decision to grant preemptive pardons to members of his family and high-profile conservative targets, including former White House COVID advisor Anthony Fauci and former Joint Chiefs Chair General Mark Milley. Biden told the New York Times that he used an auto pen to sign the warrants because there were a lot of them. He said the auto pen is, it's legal. As you know, other presidents used it, including Trump. But the point is that, we're talking about a whole lot of people. The former president accused Republicans of stirring up the auto pen controversy as a distraction. He said they've lied so consistently about almost everything that they're doing. The best they can do is try to change the focus and focus on something else. And this is, I think that's what this is about. So anyway, there you go. Biden's White House doctor, Kevin O'Connor, declined to answer questions during a deposition last week with the House Oversight Committee, because both the Justice Department and the GOP-controlled House Oversight Committee have opened up investigations into the former president's use of his auto pen and what they allege is a coordinated cover-up of his mental decline.
Well, the decline, they can't hide.
They couldn't hide it,
No.
from June forward of last year.
Right. Once that debate happened, that was
the beginning of the end. So anyway, but in maybe what's a moment of lucidity, the former president says, "Yeah, you're a bunch of liars."
Well, and he has right
Change
to
the
say
topic.
that part. I always go back to that debate. Remember, he challenged Trump. I'll debate anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
I always wonder who pushed him to say that, because if he'd have waited to do the traditional debate,
oh right,
they wouldn't have been able to put Harris up there as the nominee.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, the whole timing of everything is just still doesn't sit right.
Well, that's my point. I mean,
yeah.
I think they knew where he was, and in order to get it out there, they had to put it out there.
Right. Yeah, I believe it.
That's my point.
Yeah. So there were some in the White House who said, let's never put the president out there, because if we do, they're going to see the problems he's having. And so somebody else said, yeah, I mean, we're really hurting in the polls. We've got to put him out there because Trump's gaining momentum. Let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's show him who's boss.
Right.
Knowing full well that if you got him out there early, then they thought he would be forced into stepping aside and there could be an actual primary. But that wasn't the case. He waited long enough to anoint somebody who would run against Trump.
Right.
So anyway. Okay.
But I just think someone had to push him to do that, because where he was mentally in that state, to go out and do it on your own.
What, you think it was Jill?
Well, no, I don't think it was her at all.
Oh, okay.
Everything you read, that she liked being where she was.
Yeah.
And I don't think she wanted that to happen for
Enjoyed.
him to go out and
It's a nice house. White House is a nice house.
Well, I mean, there's only
never been upstairs, but the
40
downstairs is nice.
only 45 people ever.
Yeah.
2 of them Grover Cleveland gets counted like Trump.
Couple different times.
Yeah, different numbers.
Okay. Very good. Let's move on to the next one. Wall Street Journal. So as I mentioned on the video live stream, I mean, if you wanted the full detail on how this all came about, just check out the video live stream. But Wall Street Journal writing up an article about the former January 6th defendants apparently becoming a hot commodity at local Republican fundraisers, helping to fill seats at normally sleepy events while getting a platform to tell their version of the Capitol riots that happened on January 6th. So that's from the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal basically pointing out, first they took a look at Davis County in the Salt Lake City suburbs. The Davis County Republican Party held its annual Abe Lincoln, the Lincoln Day dinner in March, $75 a plate. One of their marquee speakers was a pardoned defendant who federal prosecutors say knocked back a shot of Fireball whiskey in the conference room of then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. What he told the crowd was, it was not an insurrection. This was Kent State. This was Tiananmen Square. Then the Wall Street Journal highlighted Southwest Michigan because, as you will recall, there was a local GOP chapter here in Berrien County that held a panel discussion in May promoted as the Untold Stories of January 6, 2021. Again, $30 at the door. Attendees could hear from a former January 6 defendant who, according to the event poster, was charged with 6 felonies and 3 misdemeanors because his flag touched an officer. That was the poster, although federal prosecutors said the defendant used a wooden flagpole to strike an officer 3 times on his helmet. 6 months since President Trump granted pardons and commutations to the roughly 1,500 people criminally charged in the attack on the Capitol, the pardons initially, this is all the Wall Street Journal article, the pardons initially unsettled some Republicans who thought Trump was showing leniency to defendants who attacked law enforcement officers, but the GOP is increasingly willing to reintegrate these former defendants into the fold. And they talk about the Berrien County GOP's panel in Michigan drew about a dozen protesters, as well as condemnation from local Democrats. Laura Goose, vice chair of the Berrien County Democratic Party, said the GOP billed the event as championing free speech, but in her view, it promoted misinformation about a violent attempt to overturn the 2020 election. She said, "We literally watched it in real time on television," Goose said of the January 6 events. "Now we're being told something completely different." They said about 200 people attended the GOP event. They served meatballs, charcuterie, and antipasto.
What's charcuterie?
Charcuterie is like cheese and salami and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like the cheese part.
Nice little finger plates. You like cheese. They say it grossed about $5,160.
I know they had a big crowd.
And, well, to about 200 people, and netted the Berrien County GOP about $3,433. That's according to the party's treasurer. The local GOP counted among the top Republican chapters for fundraising in the state, including, that's what they say anyway, by raking in money selling Trump socks at their events. And he said this was a successful fundraising event for them. I don't know. I remember watching it on TV the day it was unfolding, and literally I was moved to tears because I know that building. I know every foot of that building inside and out. And to see people storming it and beating up on law enforcement officers, I think that's inexcusable. So I don't understand how parties across the nation, including our own here, continue to try to whitewash it as if it were something other than a riot.
Well, and to me, it's the same when you had the George Floyd things in Minnesota. When you damage property, to me, there has to be held to the legal, whatever you legally can do to prosecute those people. I mean, then because you had a Democratic people kneeling, and it's like, come on, they're destroying the town.
Yeah,
and it's the same principle. When you destroy other people's property, whether it's government or someone else's, because you don't like things, that's where you draw. To me, you draw the line. It doesn't matter what party.
I mean, people literally died, both on the day. And then several of the law enforcement officers, the Capitol Police officers who were on duty that day, have committed suicide. And so since then, for mental anguish, again, you look at the videotapes, and they've all been released. I don't know if any haven't, but you look at the videotapes of what happened that day, and you think, what is this? What happened? So anyway, putting them up on a pedestal now and claiming this is about free speech and, telling some sort of truth just sounds ridiculous.
Well, the free speech is that part. I
sure, that's
agree.
fine.
I have no problems with that.
Yeah.
And each party has a right. Each chapter has a right to do what they invite who they want to come speak.
Is that who the party is in Berrien County?
Well, I mean, they're the ones who are elected.
Yeah.
I mean, right? They are
elected by those who get to vote in the party
by precinct delegates.
Yeah.
Which are then so in the primary, if you want to be a precinct delegate for a Democrat or Republican party, you nominate yourself or turn in a petition to the county clerk, and then like St. Joe City has, I think, 3 precincts, and each party determines how many in each precinct. Most on both sides of the party are far short of the maximum that they're allowed. Because in some areas you don't have.
Why does that happen?
Certain areas you don't have many Republicans. Certain areas you don't have any Democrats.
So participation is low. So those who raise their hand are typically the ones that go in. Is that what you're saying?
Yes and no. I mean, there are in areas where there's high concentration of Democrat and Republicans, they're competitive.
Yeah. Okay.
In areas where they're not, probably not as much so. But it's a great way to get local people involved in the county party, which then goes on to the state party, which nominates attorney general. Those because really the only person that's really on the ballot would be the governor for the primary. The other ones are all nominated: Secretary of State, Attorney General.
So going back to the party in Berrien County, I've understood that there are two different groups of Republicans, and one group is the one that controls the party, and the other group are basically the folks who are doing the work for the communities. They're the ones that are elected.
There is division, which is not unusual. I've seen that in 30 years. I mean, I can tell you back, we had a race for the county chair was so competitive, it came down to a coin toss, and because every vote was tied.
Yeah,
and then this is a crazy part. They flipped the coin; it landed straight up against the leg of a table.
Oh, okay.
And they had to flip it again.
That's fun.
So to have it divided is not what you want on either party.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's not that unusual.
It's not that unusual, but it seems to me what it sows is, and you're seeing it on the national level as well, is you have the president and what he calls his MAGA supporters at each other's throats now on certain issues.
Correct.
Talking about like Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, where they're, instead of pushing the principles that they want, they're instead fighting with each other.
Which is sadly normal on both sides.
That's true. Democrats they have the same problem right now.
And a lot of times I think people forget, if we agree on 95% of the things, we've won.
Yeah.
But sometimes they get divided over the 5% and they let that be the ultimate decider of whether we work together or not.
Right. That's a very good point.
And that's what disappoints me about politics. It's just most of the people in public just want things done right.
Yeah.
Just work together. It's like on roads.
Keep me safe, do it right.
Right. And I think, it's like roads. People don't care who owns what road.
Right.
Just work together to make it the best it can be.
I agree.
And kind of like this show.
And let me wear studs on my tires in the wintertime.
No, you're not doing that. They used to. But that's what I think is this lacking. It's just like, okay, if you're a family, and we all are at some point, sometimes you're going to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you one right or one better. Just we don't agree on everything and shouldn't agree on everything.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a government that continuously has a unanimous vote,
you think of Russia?
Well, yeah, I question that because it's okay to have, something that doesn't pass unanimously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the bottom line again is the Wall Street Journal focusing on Southwest Michigan and the story about putting the January 6th rioters on pedestals. I don't think that's a good look for us.
Yeah, and I get them doing that, but to your Republican thing, I have friends in both groups, and I'm not going to pick one side or the other because I don't need to, and I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because I respect both sides, and I know they both work and care. Just got to get together and figure it out.
Well stated. I like that. All right. It's 7:33. It's the WSJM Morning Show. We're going to continue this on the video live stream right now. We've got a couple of messages to get to. Bloomberg Financial Minute coming up next.
Shop local, buy local.
See, there's your Wall Street Journal article.
Yeah. Well, what would get me upset over times is people would get mad at you for sitting with somebody at an event at a table.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Really? That happened?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Oh.
And it's like, last time I checked.
People get mad because they sit with you?
Yeah, or vice versa, or who I sat with.
Oh, okay.
And be like, come on. You know what?
Yeah.
Either we're together or we're not. It's just like.
Well, because again, whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, if there's infighting that you can't overcome, then your overriding principles are going to suffer for it because you can't effectively focus on the prize.
Yep. And that's where I think people, I think the challenge in life is the ego at the door.
Check your ego at the door.
And we all have it. I mean, I get that. But at some point you have to make the choice is what I feel like so right that I'm willing to sacrifice everything else, or as what the other side's saying has some truth, and I need to look at in the mirror and maybe I need to compromise.
Yeah.
Not my values, but maybe my opinion on a certain subject. And that's where I think people just, they lose the battles, or they lose the war, by, they win a battle and they end up losing the war.
Right.
And it's like, come on. So, I mean, that's just how I am. It doesn't make me right or better than anybody else. It's just how I feel.
Yeah. Part of it too, I think, for a very long time, you've seen Congress, there was a large middle sector in Congress, and you had the party extremes as a minority. Now the middle has shrunk quite a bit, and you're seeing the effect of that, which is they don't get their appropriations bills done on time. They don't have a substantive debate a lot of times. I mean, everything's just kind of pontificating for sound bites to try to make the others look bad. And more you're seeing that middle continue to disappear. The middle was vilified because, okay, for what you said earlier, is 95% of what you wanted is in here. But in order to get that 95%, I'm going to give on the other 5%. Well, there's those people who said that 5%, that's my red line. I can't cross that. And that group that has said, it's all or nothing, has grown. And that's where, you have the problems with like the big, beautiful bill. I don't know how that got through.
Well, I was amazed it got through the House as quick as it did when it came back.
Without even
Senate.
getting modified by
No.
from after the Senate had their hands on it.
One of the things that was in that bill, I'm not, more as time goes on, more and more will come out.
It keeps getting uglier and uglier.
Well, there's one part where people can start making donations, tax deductible donations. That money then can be used then for private schools.
Okay.
But states have to opt in to do it.
Okay.
That was what the Senate added to the bill. It wasn't automatic.
Oh, I see. So the deduction, if I were going to donate to a private school,
like Our Lady Lake or Michigan Lutheran,
then it's tax deductible, except for if the state says, we're not going to approve that.
Correct.
So you leave it up to states. And what state is going to say, I'm going to let you support this without paying tax on it?
I would think probably the red states will probably.
Yeah.
I think Texas and Florida. I don't think it passes in Michigan. I
Right.
don't think the House and the Senate and the governor would vote to participate in that. I don't think Illinois, Indiana might. Wisconsin, which has vouchers, I'm not sure if they will now. But that was part of the bill that I know caught a lot of attention. I think you could donate up to $1,700 and have it be tax deductible.
Yeah.
And then it would have to be used for scholarships for families to go to private schools.
Oh, that's nice. What else is going on? Anything catching your eye over there? Oh, we're in the All-Star break. You want to talk about that at all? We can talk.
Hey, Cubs are in first place. Tigers in first place. White Sox not.
How can the Cubs and the Tigers both be in first place?
You really don't know they're in different leagues?
Well, one's in Major League Baseball. I know that.
Oh, one's in American, one's National, both Central.
One's in Major League.
Oh, come on. They're both in it. But, Tigers, best record in the league, even though they lost 3 in a row going into the break.
I thought you said 4 in a row.
4 in a row. You're right. It was 4 in a row.
Okay.
Yep. They lost 3 games set to Seattle.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because I love both teams.
No, that's right. You do.
I do.
Isn't Seattle's second place, I think, out in the West?
Let's take a look here.
Bringing it up too. Cubs, they got 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium. I'll take that any day.
We've got to get to our own news here. Hang on just a second.
Helped boost online spending across all retailers in the U.S. by about 30% to $24 billion, according to Adobe. Stock futures were pointing to a lower open for Wall Street this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
See, now you said the Cubs were in first place.
They are.
And you started making fun of me. But they're not in first place. They're only in first place in the National League Central. Is that right?
That's all that matters.
because in the National League West, the Dodgers have 58 games, and the Dodgers are who we've been watching because they're the closest games as far as wins go.
Correct.
To the Detroit Tigers.
They're
one
behind the Tigers.
They are one behind the Tigers.
Cubs are 2 behind the Tigers.
Well, there's a lot of teams that are, well, not a lot of teams, but anyway, we digress.
We're talking about Cubs.
We're talking about,
we're not digressing.
We're talking about the WSJM morning show. We've got more news coming up in just a moment. We'll have the latest from ABC for our world and national news. Before we go any further, we are in the All-Star break. You going to watch like the home run derby and all that other fun stuff?
That's actually better than watching the game.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, because it's all action.
Yeah, it's just
you don't have to wait for everything else. Don't wait for those people going around the bases and stuff.
Right. Well, I'll tell you though, Major League Baseball did a really nice job with the pitch clock and all that to speed up the games. And they've taken them from over 3 hours to about 2.5.
Yeah.
Much more enjoyable to watch.
And during the All-Star game, they're going to be using a robot.
Are they really?
Yeah.
To balls and strikes?
Call balls and strikes.
Will there not be a home plate umpire behind?
See, I'm waiting to see if they're actually going to have it, because you got to have a home plate umpire for when somebody slides into home, right?
Yeah, pass balls, all those things.
So I imagine that. So I don't know how this is going to work, but the commissioner is saying this is a way to potentially ease the fan base in, and maybe think about, could this be used during the regular season?
Interesting.
Yeah, give umpires some good competition there.
Well, they rate them after each game.
Oh, yeah.
And they post that.
Okay. All right.
And most of them are within 95, 98% right.
Oh, the umpires? The human umpires?
Which to me is absolutely amazing.
I bet the robot umpires are even more accurate.
I would agree. Kind of like, doesn't Wimbledon use a...
They do. They have computer line stuff. And so when you challenge, I think it goes to the robot. But, there you go.
Well, like NFL and college football, they have replays on everything, and that slows the game down at times.
Considerably.
Yeah.
Considerably. Forecast for today, since we're talking about being outside and watching games and stuff like that, mostly sunny, very warm today. A high is supposed to be around 87 degrees inland. Let's see what we're supposed to have for a high in St. Joseph. St. Joseph, we're looking at a high of 80. In Benton Harbor, the high is supposed to be around 82 degrees. Let's see what else. Dowagiac's supposed to get up to 84, and light variable winds. Tonight's forecast mostly clear and warm, a low around 65. Tomorrow, Tuesday, partly sunny, going to be hot and humid. The humidity's moving back in.
The brothers?
Hot and humid. The H brothers are coming back. A chance of showers tomorrow or thunderstorms. The high is supposed to be around 90 degrees tomorrow, where the hottest spots of southwest Michigan. And then Wednesday, partly sunny, very warm and humid still, high around 87 with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. It's the WSJM Morning Show, 743. We've got the latest world and national news.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. We've just learned 9 people have been killed in Fall River, Massachusetts, about 50 miles south of Boston, after a fire broke out in an assisted living facility. Some people yelling out windows for help. Several people were hurt, including 5 firefighters. A famous building destroyed in the Grand Canyon as wildfires move through there. ABC's Faith Abube.
Firefighters on the ground trying to extinguish the charred remains of buildings. Park officials confirming one of those structures, the Grand Canyon Lodge, a century-old staple, was consumed by the Dragon Bravo fire, which has now burned at least 5,000 acres. 40 miles north, the White Sage Fire destroying more than 40,000 acres.
Lightning is believed to be what sparked both of those fires. 2 women shot and killed at a church in Lexington, Kentucky. The gunman later shot and killed by police. President Trump meeting with the NATO Secretary General today, vowing to send more weapons to Ukraine. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
744 WSJM Morning Show continues. Moody on the Market update coming up soon. We've got news as well from our WSJM Newsroom at 8 o'clock. Some of those local stories we're covering. Police are investigating a murder that occurred Saturday night in Dowagiac. The victim, a 19-year-old from Benton Harbor. We'll tell you details on that and who they're looking for. They're looking for a 24-year-old suspect, Demorio Maurice Lowe's of Cassopolis. Police are asking anyone with knowledge of Mr. Lowe's whereabouts to contact them. Other news, demolition of the former Modern Plastics building in Benton Harbor still planned for this summer, a little later than hoped. They had to change demolition companies. We'll tell you more about that. Plus, community resource nonprofit New Heights CCDA is planning its second annual New Heights Resource Fair. That's coming up August 2nd. We'll tell you a little bit more about the resources that they'll have gathered for folks to investigate. That's coming up at 8 o'clock right here on the WSJM Morning Show. 7:45, we've got more coming up. Sports after a look at state news.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm back.
Okay, so here. I'm going to bring this over. So this, Brad, that's us right there. Okay? That's Benton Harbor. Hello? You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you go over here, zoom out. There's Canada.
Wow.
It's on fire. Look at that.
The whole west side of your map is on fire.
The whole west side of the map is on fire.
You got West US on fire.
So I was looking at my app here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that. Do that. Woo. Anyway, everything that looked like a jack-o'-lantern on there, the little pumpkins, that's all wildfires.
Crazy.
It's like Canada. And I
like, what's the? I mean, does it have to be a certain size?
Well, I don't know what the requirement is, but it's not like your backyard grass fire.
Right.
Because you click on any one of these and they tell you, okay, this is red fire number 19. This one is out of control. The status is out of control. And the size, 41,581 acres.
How many acres? What did you say?
41,581.
Wow, that's big fire.
Yeah.
That's bigger than the golf cart.
And that's just one. So that's just a random one. So let me pull another one out. So going over here to Hudson Bay, that one's only 3,300 acres. Let's see. Here's another one over here. Oh man, this one's got 6 that come up. One of them is 193,622, and it's rated as out of control. Another one, 4,900. Yeah. So anyway, Canada, and that's why our air quality is suffering.
Yeah, show the air quality on your map too. I think it showed that.
Oh, it has. Yeah, it has a bunch of air quality. I mean,
whole state's brown.
It just goes crazy. Let me see what Michigan. I'll pull it up again. The app I'm looking at is My Radar, by the way. I don't use it all the time, but for stuff like air quality and fires. So in addition to the WSJM Smart app, which you should download,
which I do have,
if you want to put something extra on your phone, yeah, most of Michigan is yellow for our air quality, moderate air quality. Detroit is a little bit different because they're suffering there. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so just some fun weather stuff. But one of the things I did when I was a younger reporter in Seattle is I covered forest fires. And so they'd give me the news vehicle.
In Seattle, they have fires?
No, up in the Cascade Mountains.
Oh, okay.
So Seattle's on the west coast, right? It's on the west side of the state. And then I was raised on the east side of the state where it's dry and desert-like. And in between the west side and the east side are the Cascade Mountains.
I see.
And so all the timber that, Weyerhaeuser would harvest and plant and harvest and plant, they the trees up there gets very dry. And then you had the under the Clinton administration, the roadless initiative, where you couldn't go in and take out the timber that was down, and so it basically became tinder getting ready to start fires, forest fires. So anytime there was a lightning strike or if some yahoo had a campfire get out of control, everything went up.
Kind of like Los Angeles.
Kind of like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so so anyway, as a news person, you go out and you cover, you wear the flame retardant stuff and you go cover fires. Say, is this thing under control? Nowadays, I mean, you look up in Canada, I don't know where you go.
Did you have to wear masks and things like that?
No, I don't think so. You probably should have. Probably should have.
Could you feel the heat? I mean, did you get close enough and feel that heat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's one time in particular I remember when I was in a canyon, and it was back near one of my home areas in Chelan County, and in one of the canyons going through, and there's no one else on the road. And I didn't go through any roadblocks to get there, but there's no one else on the road. I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I see fire, and it's on both sides of this canyon, and it's coming down. I turned around.
They move fast too.
They move very fast, and it's almost like they have a life, because at night the fires die down. That's because the wind, dies down a little bit.
Okay.
At least there it did. And then in the morning, when the thermals start raising again, fires all over the place.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Back in a moment. WSJM.
Lake Michigan's waves are expected to be low today, around 1 foot. Skies will remain mostly clear tonight, mild with lows in the mid-60s. Humidity will increase tomorrow as highs soar to around 90. Most of Tuesday looks dry, though we could see a stray shower. Better rain chances arrive Wednesday and Thursday. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Jessica Burns.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
WSJM Morning Show continues. I'm Ken Lundberg. Here with me, Bret Witkowski. Bret, welcome back from your whirlwind trip to Branson.
Thank you.
And
got gas for $2.64 a gallon.
$2.64 a gallon?
Yeah.
How in the world?
Yeah. How about that for a deal?
How does that happen? I mean, because you think about where oil comes from, you got to make it cross an ocean sometimes. I mean, we have our own U.S. production here.
Illinois. I always, when I go down, I'll skip through Illinois. And I bought Michigan and made it to Missouri.
Is it because of the taxes? Is that why it's so out of control?
I don't know. It's as soon as you cross the river, it was 50 cents higher.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's get to our Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today. They are your local auto owners insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And the weather cooperated, and tens of thousands of visitors enjoyed the 63rd annual Krasl Art Fair on the Bluff Saturday and Sunday in St. Joseph. Maybe you were one of them. 173 artists from around the nation offering their works for sale in dozens of categories. Each year, an on-site jury of arts experts evaluates every artist booth, and they base their decisions on the same criteria used in the pre-fair jury. The on-site scores determine the category award winners. There are 11 categories, 13 total awards, each recipient receiving an invitation to the 2026 fair and a $200 cash prize.
Really?
Yeah. Additionally, the Krasl Art Center's board of directors selects an artist for the prestigious Krasl Art Center Board Choice Award. This year continues the tradition of the Spirit of Olga Award, honoring Krasl Art Center's benefactress, Olga Krasl. This award celebrates artistic merit, personal character, poise, and community spirit, as well as a love of travel, all traits that epitomize Mrs. Krasl. The hybrid award ceremony was held virtually on Krasl's Art Fair on the Bluff Facebook page and on their grounds on Sunday at 9 a.m. Winning artists also announced on Facebook. You can see it up there on their page. The Krasl Art Fair thrilled to announce this year's winners in each of the 11 categories, as well as recipients of the Board Choice and the Spirit of Olga Awards. The Best of Clay category award, presented by the Livery, went to Thomas and Sarah Gels-Slider, booth 146. They're from Milan, Michigan. Is that Milan, Michigan? Is that how you say that?
That's what I would say.
Okay. The Best of Drawing Printmaking category award, presented by Parrot Company, went to Christina and Dennis Jacobs in booth 54 from Madison Heights. The Best of Fibers category award, presented by Laser Graphics, went to Don Widmer of Chicago. The Best of Mixed Media 2D, 3D category award, presented by DLZ, went to Chao Zi Zhang Myung. Yeah, that's the best I got on that one. From Olmsted Township, Ohio. The Best of Glass category award, presented by Ann Auden, went to Al Severs of Batavia, Illinois. The Best of Jewelry award went to Sharon Donovan of Ann Arbor. That's from the Jane Addams Research Center. The Best of Metal category award, presented by The Secret Garden, went to Chad Anderson of Cedar Springs, Michigan. Best of Painting award, presented by Leo Inc., went to Vladimir Paladuz of Lake Zurich, Illinois. A lot of Illinois and Michigan winners here. Photography, John Lieben. That was presented by the Twin City Camera Club. Best of Wood category, presented by Prebes Creative Woodworking, went to John Anderson of Chattanooga, Tennessee. The Best of Emerging Artist category award went to Joy Lemon of Kentwood. The Spirit of Olga Award, anonymously presented, went to Kenneth Kiefer of Mooresville, Indiana. The Board of Directors Choice Award went to Gaiden Nyahago of Mixed Media 2D 3D of Fostoria, Ohio. So if you want to read through those and see if you can pronounce the names that I probably butchered, I apologize for that. Check it out. That article is posted right now at moodyonthemarket.com. There's a whole bunch of information. And thanks again to everybody who made that possible. The Krasl Art Fair on the Bluff, made possible by the generous support of the sponsors dedicated to inspiring meaningful change and strengthening the community through visual arts. Again, the 2025 Art Fair was presented by First Source Bank Wealth Advisory Services. Had a great time at the block party and appreciate the Krasl Art Fair folks for welcoming me there. Had an opportunity to talk with folks from the Krasl, from the livery, also from St. Joe today. It's all a huge community partnership.
Yep. And based on the vehicles parked by our house, it looked like a huge crowd.
Yeah.
And
Big.
They had the trolley and the bus going back from downtown out to the high school. And looked like they had quite a few cars parked out there too.
Yeah. Stephanie went there Saturday morning. She said it was crowded.
Good.
It was good. So
That's great.
We also saw the farmers market down there. So
Oh yeah, that really would.
they
make
held
it
that on
busy down there.
held that on Broad Street on Saturday, so people didn't miss out. Okay, so that's your Moody on the Market update for this hour. It's brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. 7:56. Couple of messages. Back with more.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management.
There we go. Art Fair. Okay, so we get that. I think we're gonna make it. Do I have you for the 8 o'clock hour?
No, I got
Okay.
head.
Oh, all right, that's fine. But you'll be back on Friday.
Yep. See what we walk into. It's been
Oh yeah, because you were gone for a week.
and a half because we're off July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
How's the ship go when you're not there? Does all right?
Yeah. Tuesday I had issue.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You had to deal with it from Branson?
Yeah, right before lunch, it just kind of sat in my mind.
Aw.
I still got to go deal with it.
That's all right.
Yeah, there's certain issues I don't mind. There's certain issues I just don't like.
That's why you're the boss. That's why you get the big bucks.
HR issues are never mine. That takes a special person to do HR.
Yeah. You know, the HR role to me is fascinating because there are some people who do it very well,
right?
And there are some people who do it well.
No, I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm not our HR director is phenomenal.
Yeah,
no issues at all with that.
Yeah.
It's just at times I'm the one that has to make the final choice. Just don't like dealing with that stuff.
Yeah,
just because it impacts people. That's
sure.
Financially, those decisions and what to do or not, no problems. Trying to get the organization to go one direction, no problem. That's just the one thing
the people.
And I like my people. I just don't like when issues pop up that you just got to deal with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you want my advice?
What's that?
Learn how to play golf.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for golf, but no. Other than Tuesday, everybody was pretty good. I didn't have too much.
Carol says you guys had a robot deliver your lunch in Branson.
We did.
What does that mean? You had a robot deliver your lunch?
So we had a waiter come and get our order.
Okay.
And then
you're at a restaurant.
Yep.
Okay. You sat down. You decided what you wanted. You had an order. You put it in with a person.
Yep.
Then what?
Then they put it on a robot who delivered it to you.
What did the robot look like?
I don't know if I got a picture of it or not.
Was it on wheels?
Yeah, it was on wheels. I think I might have a video of it. It was kind of cool. And then he would come up to you, or she, or whatever, and they would say, "Do not touch it. Your waiter or waitress will be here in a second."
That's funny.
Oh yeah, here it is.
So you had a robot delivering the. Oh, we can't see that on the video live stream.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's what, 3 feet high or something? All right, we have
3 or 4.
We got to get back on the air here. Hang on.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
All right.
This is WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, a product of Midwest Family Marketing and Media. Proudly serving our community. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
Thank you. Let's see where it is. There it is. Thank you to Bill and Carol and Jason and John and Diane and Teresa. I'm sure you're out there as well. Thanks for everyone joining us on the WSJM video live stream this hour. If you missed the video live stream, check it out. You're missing a lot. You can check it out on Facebook and YouTube. We have it archived up there already. You can also see it on the Smart app. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. We now have confirmation this morning that 9